Hey guys, how's it going? Still keeping this strong. I'm very excited to be coming with another video blog. Today I wanted to talk for a few minutes about value-based pricing. So this is something I've been going through a lot of proposals and estimates, and most of the time, essentially what we're looking at is what's our resource cost, how long are we going to be utilizing the resources, both hours per day as well as number of days, weeks, etc. And then we do all of our adjustments, overhead, margin, things like that, and put it together as a proposal for how much a project's going to cost. And this is something that I did when I was doing my own consulting. This is something that I know a lot of businesses do. In fact, I was just talking to one of my friends in Philadelphia, and we brought up the idea of resource-based costing, pricing out projects depending on the effort. So today, what I wanted to talk about is value-based pricing. And this is something that I read from another blog that I read, Patrick McKinsey. He does some great writing. I recommend you check out his blog. I want to try to pronounce it Kazalamus Software. Search for Patrick McKinsey, you'll find his blog. But he gets into this idea of you shouldn't be charging just your time and effort, because then it's always going to be the same. You're never going to grow past a point where you're really getting high returns and high margins. I mean, you can't charge a 2,000% margin if you're just estimating like, hey, I have a resource that costs me $50 an hour and I'm going to price them out. But if you start looking at your projects as a different way, not in just the amount of effort that it takes, but also what is the value, what is the return on the investment to the customer. And a good example for that, I worked with one client where they needed something fast, and we ended up turning it around, almost as an emergency protocol, and we did it rather quickly. But the value to that client was substantial. I mean, it saved them a lot of money. So per that, we charged an appropriate amount for the amount of value that it's providing. The idea here is if 30 hours of your work is going to save a company $100,000 a year, then let's say your bill rate is $100 an hour, so you would be making $3,000 on that. You're basically charging $3,000 and you're saving them $100,000 a year. So why are you doing it that low? I mean, I would justify, if I'm a company and you're coming in and you're saying, I can save you $100,000 a year, I'm going to say, how much is that going to cost me? If you told me $20,000, guess what? I'm going to pay you $20,000, so you're saving me $100,000 year over year, all right? This is the idea of value-based billing, okay? You're not taking your hourly rate, multiplying it by the number of hours. So very simple. I don't need to belabor the fact. I want people to start thinking about, how much value am I contributing, or how much value to the client is this project really going to provide? And then from there, go back to, hey, this is what I'm thinking about charging, but probably it's worth X instead of what I originally proposed. So this is another good opportunity to start a project with kind of a phase zero, where you're going in and you're doing a business assessment to look at, how much is the use case really going to either save or generate for the company. And especially if you're doing a project that you're generating money, I love these projects because, when you're saving a company money, you're reducing the bottom line. The bottom line can only ever be reduced so much. You're never going to get to zero bottom line. You're never going to get to negative bottom line. You just can't. That's not how it works. But if you're generating revenue for a company, the sky's the limit. I mean, you can keep generating. If you can iterate, if you can make it more valuable, you can keep generating money. Those revenue generating projects, you should definitely be looking at value-based pricing. That's it. Have a great weekend. I wanted to thank you for checking out my video blog. If you liked what you see, feel free to check out other videos on my YouTube channel. you can follow me on Twitter or subscribe to my blog. I put the links below. I look forward to hearing from you guys.